All right. Hello, folks. You're tuned in to Batman Radio. Today I have brought my notebook with me, which is bad news for you. All right. Because anytime I have to break out the old handy dandy notebook, well, it's bad news for you because I'm a writing. That's right. I'm writing. And since I am the architect of reality, whatever shall I choose to write shall come true. All right. But today, real quick, for a minute here, hold on. I think I'm gonna have to get in the shade here. Hold on. Ah, today will be a show talking about the red pill. That's right, the red pill. You listen here, you listen up, and you listen good, red pill. Okay, I understand you've been getting away with your antics for a minute here, red pill, but we will have none of it. All right, so red pilla, today I shall bask in the shade, and that's annoying, and bask in the glory of my success and your failure. Okay. So first of all, point number one as I write this down in my handy dandy notebook. All right. First of all, you seem to have a girl named Sarah, right? Sarah, Sarah. I don't even know the words to that song. It's a pretty catchy song, though. I'm not gonna lie. Sarah. Sarah, man, it's so crazy because like the whole time he was like going through that, I would hear that song everywhere I went. So point to number one, right on the bulletin board, you had that whole thing with Sarah where you were apparently was it catfish? Sit down in my office, Red Pill. Have a seat. Have a seat. Here we help you cope with my success. All right, sit down and get ready for your counseling session. All right, so golly, there's too many gnats, man. It's all your fault, Red Pill. All right, so we have point one, Sarah. Um, we have a sub point here, stalking constantly. Okay, what else was there? Um, I know I'm forgetting tons. I think there was a possible ex-girlfriend before that may have placed a restraining order on the red pill. All right, or maybe that's Sarah. Right. I think it's yeah, no, I think it's a previous one because again your case reports went public. Remember, Christina knows all about it. Christina knows all about you, Red Pill. Um, you lost that case, if I seem to remember. Point two, you tried to argue with a jury. Is that correct? Tried to argue reality with jury and lost horrifically. Yes, yes, you have a history, Red Pill, of trying to challenge reality based concepts and getting made to look silly and dumbfounded. All right. Point three. Let's see here. You listen to my every word. Listen to my every word. Okay. Point four. That wasn't a hot dog. I believe that was a something like a wiener schnitzel. That was I think it was a brat. Looked like a bratwurst there, Red Pill. I'm gonna have to, mark off a point for you there. You lost a point because you still cannot afford a hot dog. Can't afford a hot dog. Resorted to begging for a free bratwurst at the Kendrick Lamar debacle. We won't even call it a concert because I mean Kendrick Lamar is a complete joke and everybody knows it and nobody. It's Red Pill, understand something. I do more views and have more viewers every single day than Kendrick Lamar. Okay, this is what you're not understanding. Kendrick Lamar does not get paid. Let's make that point five. Point five, we'll refer to him as KL. KL receives no actual dinero for his theatrics. That's right. Like all of them. If you noticed, he continues to get owned. He is in modern day slavery, red pill, as are all of you. Okay. Um. Another thing, you said that the Pinoys would mix up with whatever this group, that group. I don't think the Pinoys mix up with anyone. I'm pretty sure the Pinoys stay to themselves. I mean, they're all 3 feet tall. You stand out like a sore thumb. I don't really believe that at all. I don't think that you mix in with who you said. I think that you like to kiss up to them, and I find it quite pathetic, Red Pill. Okay. Continuing forward here. So KL receives no actual dinero. Again, KL is Kendrick Lamar. We call him KL over here because, well, he's nobody. Now we'll call him Kendrick Lamar. Why don't we just call him a joke? Because that's what he is. I mean, he's a 3 foot tall peasant who never amounted to anything. He's not from Compton, clearly. You can tell by looking at his 3 foot tall, emaciated self that's not from the hood, that he's never been in the street ever. I mean, are you serious right now? He raps like anyone who's beginning to just try to rap. Like if you gave someone like the cheapest beginner mic and like headset and like recording mic and speakers, that's what he sounds like. He sounds like a beginner that's terrible. He's literally, I think Kendrick Lamar is the worst wannabe. I can't even call him a rapper. He's the worst wannabe rapper I've ever heard. Every song he makes is garbage. Okay, that's actual reality. Now you're getting not an opinion, you're getting the facts from the only worldwide independently established artist, Tyrese Nate. Okay, as you can see, we have a crowd today. Okay, point number six. Let's see here. Point number six. Red Pill, how tall are you? Because I'm going to venture to say, since you can't have a conversation and be a man because you're not one, I'm going to venture, we're going to go ahead and just mark your height down at 5'2". Let's give him a whopping 5'2", 5 feet and 2 inches. Okay, I think that's being nice. Okay, he might be like 4 foot something. I don't know. He's very short, long gnome like Red Pill. Okay, Red Pill. So you're 5'2", Red Pill. Okay, what else here? Um, Constantly in and out of prison. In and out of prison, and oh, I just inked my nail because of you, Red Pill. How dare you, Red Pill? Inked my nail. Oh my goodness. I'll have to just paint my nails black like the Buns Dot did. Okay, so constantly in and out of prison and on probation. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's not looking good right now, Red Pill. Yep, it's not looking good. All right, for your report. Lives in chicken coop. Okay, lives in chicken coop. The family, I believe, lives in a blue house. I mean, it's awkward enough. Who the hell has a blue house? Like, you can tell they're like all dealers. Um, all right, lives in chicken coop. Lays golden eggs. We can't forget that one. It lays golden eggs. Okay. 9. Changes energy whenever other people are around. I get a real kick out of seeing you get mad and triggered and impressed, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just think that's hilarious, man. Like, he just wigged out at the fake Kendrick Lamar concert, and you really need to understand. Like, let's get realistic with ourselves for a pill, because all you do is lie. Oh yeah, wait, we can't forget point 10. Point 10. Let me go on to the next page. It's filling up quick here, Red Pill. It's not looking good. All right, point 10. drives a hand-me-down bucket RAV4 that he doesn't own, can't afford a car note, or a McChicken at McDonald's. Okay. Point 11, your RAV4 that you don't own is indeed, in fact, a rust bucket. That's right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mark that RAV4 down as a rust bucket. You don't own is a rust bucket collecting dust and lots of residue. Okay, so you drive a RAV4 rust bucket. Okay, you're not looking very marketable on the singles market right now, Red Pill. I mean, you're a stalker. Oh yeah, wait, stalks random women at Starbucks like Coach Eli. Okay, got to mark that down too. Sorry, can't let nothing go here on my notepad. Stalks random women at Starbucks. Man, Starbucks must be the place to be, right? I used to go to Starbucks all the time, but I wasn't doing what y'all do. Stalks random women at Starbucks. Let's see. Like Coach Eli. Malias. Like Coach Eli. I mean, even Coach Eli, the Super Bowl simps, okay, the actual Muppet was able to get himself a fake girlfriend. He had to go to some dark back alleyway near a dumpster to find her, but he found Dawn. Okay, you have still not gotten even a fake staged girlfriend as Coach Eli has, even an addict. Okay, you have not been able to obtain. Let me go ahead and mark that down on your profile here, Red Pill. Feel free to come in and have a seat on my couch in my office and talk to me anytime, Red Pill. I understand that you need a lot of counseling and tutelage and guidance, and I'm here to offer that for you. Uh, uh, oh, it's too much. It's too hilarious. Um, let's see what else here. Went ballistic, absolutely ballistic at fake Kendrick Lamar concert, and I'm gonna have to minus another point because you didn't enjoy your bratwurst, your complimentary bratwurst at that. You sad man, you sad man. Who does not enjoy a complimentary bratwurst? Didn't enjoy your complimentary bratwurst. Come on, Red Pill. They took one look at your lip from years of deformity, of oppression, and have you gotten some new knee pads, by the way? We might have to put that in here in the system. Let me see. Needs new knee pads. Needs new knee pads. Okay, because he supports the Illuminati and Masonry and people like Kendrick Lamar are clowns. All right, so you need new knee pads because yours are worn out from the years of what you do and what you're best at and the business you were running in prison. Um, how does it feel to do your own laundry now that you don't have to do everybody else's, Red Pill? Can you give me a comment on that? What was that, Red Pill? Oh, you wish that you could do other people's laundry. I believe you, Red Pill. Okay. Listen here, you little Filipino, whatever. Okay, let's see here. So he went ballistic at the fake Kendrick Lamar concert. It was staged. Everything that they do is staged. Kendrick Lamar is a fool. He will never see any money or have any money. I mean, you really have to understand. I'm not joking here, Red Pill. I mean, let's have a comparison here, Red Pill. I own a mansion and estate. I own billions in equity, meaning buildings that cost billions of dollars. You, if you look here at your itinerary, you live in a chicken coop. Is that correct? Yes, you occupy an actual chicken coop. Okay. You are an addict. Okay. We can clearly tell what your problem is, which is usually, white people's problem. So, you're not really giving your group such a good name there. Um, so let's see here. Mm, so you live in a chicken coop. Okay. I own over 2,000 in jewelry. You have no real jewelry and you want some real bad, right? Your support system had to purchase you. Point number 15 here. We're getting pretty far down the list here, Red Pill. They purchased spoiled, entitled, homeless individual Nike glasses because you're blind. Okay. So they purchased him some fake Nike shades. He was bragging about that forever like it was the biggest deal. You drive around in your RAV4 rust bucket and then you walk into McDonald's and you have no cash on you and can't even afford a McChicken. That's right. You clearly have no money in the bank. Um, let's see here again. You had a Allied Universal hoodie on that was clearly provided for you because you're probably working for a temp um, labor force, right? Doing temp work, right? Trying to copy my old hustle, right? So you're trying to do temp work, but you're not in the position I'm in, making you homeless again. So again, the Allied Universal, you're giving them a bad name. It could actually be a lawsuit, Red Pill, in case you didn't know, because well, you went ballistic and you started issuing illegal statements at the Kendrick Lamar concert, and you were a representative for their company because you were wearing the jacket that said Allied Universal on it. Is that correct? I mean, it's not like you have any certifications for security. You're clearly not security. You're a guy who is, on the run all the time and always has warrants. You're constantly on probation. You're in and out of prison nonstop. Um, and then you get out and you're super soft and you kind of you know do what you do on the internet, which is perpetrating. Okay, and no, just calm it down there, Magpie. No, you calm it down. No, calm it down. Starting to sound like Mike Mills over there. Just running your mouth. Oh, he wants to run his mouth like Buns does. And now he got birds interrupting me too, huh? It's all right, Magpie. All right, so you gave Allied Universal a bad name for eternity. Okay, maybe you should not have been wearing that jacket. Perhaps they should not have provided you a jacket, just let you freeze and be cold in the cold. Um, okay, it's not our fault, Red Pill, that you have no AC in your chicken coop. Let's see, point number 17. No AC and chicken coop, leading to a enraged, mad, disgruntled, furious, what else? Pissed off, um, easily triggered, impressed, agitated. Did I already say that? Agitated chicken hen. All right. So red pill. The clear message and point of these questions here. At what point have you ever had a girlfriend? Okay, nobody's going to let you forget what you did at 19. Let's go ahead and write that down. Red pill had an incident with an underage bass at 19. Okay, the internet won't let him forget it. Okay, people make mistakes, red pill, but your mistake was a little more serious. It happens to be a crime, and why you don't do time for your crimes, I will never understand. Because if anyone else did that at 19 years old, they would be in prison, and I'm pretty sure there's no statute on that. And I believe you tried to justify it and say that that bass likes you. And I don't think anybody likes you, Red Pill. I really don't. I find that hard to believe. Okay. Um, I mean, judging by how you look and oh wait, we must bring that up. Droopy lip, droopy lip. Still has not fixed. Still has not fixed. There's different methods. Let's see, bungee cords. Maybe you could try. Let's see, bungee cords. Let's see, rubber bands. Um, you could hold it up, I guess, but your fingers would probably get tired. Your hands would probably get tired since you're feeble like an old lady. Um, hasn't fixed the lip yet. The lip is still drooping. It's got a curvature to it. It's very round. I mean, it just looks like you're ready. Okay, wait. Looks ready. Looks ready. Red pill constantly ready to perform. Red pill constantly ready to perform. The hell is that? That's a new sound. All right. Let's see here. Continues to issue illegal statements. I mean, you were already doing it at that so-called Kendrick Lamar concert. How do we know that was even a fake Kendrick Lamar concert? Because they're all fake. How do we know? There was no proof provided that Kendrick Lamar was there. Kendrick Lamar didn't talk to you. That's for damn sure. Um, Kendrick Lamar is not rich. He's not wealthy. He's just another dude from the middle of nowhere. Again, he's not from Compton. Not respecting the hood. Not a street dude. Not a gangster. So maybe you have us over here misconstrued, Red Pill. First of all, I listen to bands and groups like HEDPE. You can go look them up. They're very talented. Um, their lead singer's name is actually Jared, but not the penguin. Okay. Um, I like that band. Like I said, I like Haystack. The original white rapper wasn't Eminem. Um, and then you try to explain to these people, like I was telling TJ, who's delusional, Eminem is really not from 8 Mile. Was never from 8 Mile. That was all a lie. This is all facts. Okay. He just wasn't from 8 Mile. He might have been in Detroit and he was running around Detroit being kind of like the Buns Dot. Buns Dot, the human mop. Okay. And you have an entire generation of scrubs who are delusional and brainwashed and gave a guy credit for being a coward and for losing every bout he ever had with anyone. He couldn't even move around Detroit at all. Like, why? Because he was a punk. So that's what y'all worship. That's what y'all support, right? That's what y'all back up. That's what y'all want to believe in and support and throw your money at. Right. This whole society ain't nothing but enemies. All y'all cowards. What's up? Huh? Again, red pill. I own a mansion and estate. I own billions in equity. I own buildings. I have full access to these buildings. I can do whatever I want in them. That's number one. Number two. Okay. You live in a chicken coop and you don't even own that chicken coop. You don't even own the trailer that you're occupying. Okay. You're an addict in there and you do a bunch of illegal behavior in there. Right. Pretty much don't offer anything to society. I have over 2,000 in jewelry. You have no jewelry. I have a website worth almost 2 grand. You don't own any website. I'm monetized on YouTube. You're not and will never be because, well, you're just not intelligent enough and not good enough. And I mean, you're not good looking enough. You don't look like me. You know what I mean? I mean, literally, bro. Like, sometimes when I look at you, man, I don't really know if you're even, a man or a woman. I'm just being honest. Um, you look like a lot of Filipinos, and I can't really tell the difference anymore. Um, oh, and he shaved his head, right? So he's like completely bald, which isn't a good look for an elderly man like you. What are you in like your 50s or 60s now? 50s and 60s and swears up and down he's a gangster on the internet, but then when he gets around people, it's fake and nothing but fake talk. And then He's sitting there still talking, acting like he's talking to me, but I don't even really watch your channel, and I've never talked to you. He said something about a challenge, a boxing challenge. I never offered you anything. I haven't spoke to you. I've never spoken to you at any point in the history of all eternity because you're not a man. So what do you mean? I mean, I think you backed down on a panel a couple of times. You got scared on a panel on a show. That was about it. But we've never really had conversations. I told you the future, how I'm going to be Batman for real, and then I proved everything I told you. You're a big fan who hangs on my every word, and you really have an issue with seeing me succeed and live my beautiful life. You're just extremely jealous, but I don't see anything else other than that. Red pill, right? He's very disgruntled, very angry. He has anger problems. His anger is not power like it is for Batman. His anger has created a lot of issues for him. He's in the middle of a lot of legal issues like tone space. Oh yeah, and then your fake music career, how's that going? Because it still doesn't exist. Hasn't recorded any albums, doesn't even make music, hasn't released or sold one unit, just like Tone Space. Um, I mean, it's looking pretty bad, bro. You don't have a music career, you don't have any fame or notoriety, you never will. He's already sold his soul and he didn't even gain anything. He got nothing in return, like all of his people in that group. Um, it's not looking good here, man. You feel me? It's not looking good at all, bro. I own my own car lot. I have a Porsche there. I paid over $25,000 for. You're driving a Rav4, which is indeed confirmed a rust bucket. Okay. Um, you don't even know how to take care of a vehicle because you never had one before, and well, that was whatever. I don't even think you paid for it or they own it. I know you didn't pay for it because you don't work. If you having to do temp work, so you're telling me that this 3 foot tall pigeon has an entire support system and see again, and they go online, and you want to sit here and be unfair and jealous and envious and say anything towards me that's not positive, but you were purchased a car or had a car put on payments, much less a rust bucket, and you somehow have a car. They're probably paying a car note on it. You snitched on your family. This is what's so crazy is the families are the culprits in every situation, just like with the cover up with Penguin with what he did to his wife and did to Sonic. The families are who's responsible. They need to go to prison too, straight up. And they're a part of this federal lawsuit. They'll have to come to court too because they're responsible. So the family, he snitched on the family's drug business, and instead of G checking the hell out of him and letting him know, don't you ever rat on the family and the family business, because that's the only way that the Filipinos can make money apparently in Seattle, in good old Seattle, Washington. Um, he ratted on his own family and told on the family business and all their drug activity, and he was rewarded. Imagine that. Rewarded, and they said, oh, they're worried about him and they want him to turn a new leaf. How are you going to turn a new leaf doing the same thing over and over again? The dude is a one functioning pigeon. He doesn't even know how to turn it off. He doesn't know any other function. All he does is go online and make illegal statements. I haven't seen anything tough from you yet. I mean, we've never seen you get into the mix. We've never seen you even really mad or do anything. You never had an issue with nobody on camera. What are you talking about? I'm just saying, if you're going to claim all this I'm tough stuff, where's it at? I don't see no tough stuff. I see, a confirmed, federal informant. That's what I see. Someone who likes to run and tell. You're a soldier boy, run and tell him. Okay. Um, you know, I mean, you want to compare and stuff and act like you can compare and compete with somebody who's so far ahead of you, just in general. I mean, that you'll never catch up. I mean, brother, I paid for hotels for years. I paid over 8,500 in land taxes. I ran estates for years. I paid almost about the same thing in taxes on a 50-acre property and sold it for $100,000. I've had bank accounts with over 300,000 in them. We all know this. I've made millions every year consecutively. I'm 35 and retired, my good sir. Yes, retired. Um, I'm sure that I probably have a better diet than you, right? In general, and I can eat junk and it won't matter because I mean, I just I lose the calories anyway because I'm always exercising. So, like I said, I'm trying to focus on getting some electrolytes in my system now because I think that might be half the issue because I exercise too much and I don't get no electrolytes. All right. So, and I need tons of them probably. So, it's probably like this been going on for a while. So, it's not good. But, it's just my body. I put it through too much. so much, with the training I do, and I'm excelling and surpassing the entire world. So, that requires it's going to have needs of things it needs that are not really normal. That's not annoying at all. So, yeah. Seriously? The hell is that? Sounds like a big whoopee cushion. Sounds like Adam Sandler's out here. So, yeah. Let's see. I don't know what that is, bro. But they're just gonna keep doing it, obviously. Um, let's see here. So that's pretty much how your music sounds, Red Pill. If you can hear that, just like that. There's nothing viable about it. It can't be marketed. You can't be signed to Cashless Bank because of the incident that you had, the mistakey poo that you made when you were 19. Can't deal with you. Can never have that kind of jacket as a part of my record label, Cashless Bang, which I am the CEO of. Extremely successful. We sold millions of units. We've outdone every major record label financially. That's a fact. I have the documented receipts. Although some of the banks claim they deleted my bank records, which is a felony, and they could all lose their job and go to prison for that too. Hold on. So Red Pill, it looks like you want to compare, but you're losing in the height division by far. You're like 5'2", if even. You might be 5 feet. You're not tough. You have no stripes in the street. Totally, you got defeated. You lost with music. I mean, we even did diss songs. You didn't even respond to any of them. He heard them and he said he's sitting there trying to compete. He hears the diss songs and he's like, "Man, that was pretty good. That was amazing." Well, yeah, no duh. I recorded them like right in front of you on some of the live streams. So, like I said, what's with all the fake energy when that's not going to get y'all nowhere? That's just going to have y'all losing. And then he whines like the federal informant snitch that he is. He whines at him and says, "You're trying to get me to catch another case." That's what he tells him. But meanwhile, you go right online and you try to treat everybody else who's real the same exact way. You're trying to do that to other people. You're sitting there constantly complaining, but it's the same behavior you exhibit. Like all of y'all on YouTube. All y'all do the same thing. So what do you mean? Come on, red pillar. Red pill. Red pill. Said red pill. Red pill. What am I forgetting? I have mineral rights, oil royalties, I think. I should still have some of them. You have none of those. Let's see here. What else? Usually wear 530 on my wrist. I still have that watch. What else? Hmm. Hmm. I don't have a shaved head. My hair is long and beautiful and it's growing out. You wish that you looked like me, Red Pill. I look way better than Tom Cruise in his prime and Brad Pitt in his prime. Um, It's looking pretty bad here, man. You haven't had a girlfriend, it looks like, in ever. I've never really seen you with a girlfriend. You had that one individual that we clearly can see that that was not a woman, I believe, right? Um, it was very, very weird to see, and I wish that I hadn't. But you have that picture next to that thing, whatever that was, and you brag about it, and then you wear your fedora because, well, you want to be Tyrese Sneak. Tyrese Sneak invented wearing fedoras. Everybody knows that on here. So, I mean, you're kind of losing in every department. I have the best looking and most beautiful inside and out girlfriend in existence, Christina. She's absolutely amazing. Um, Again, we are looking at all the money, Red Pill. We will have all the money in the world. We will be definitely coming through Seattle, Red Pill. Batman will definitely be on the streets of Seattle, okay, doing his thing. And I venture to guess, Red Pill, that when Batman is in the streets, you will probably be hiding inside. It's common sense. I think that you do a lot of wolfing and talking on the internet. I don't think that all 3 feet of you is tough at all. And I think that you just truly enjoy wigging out and going crazy and ballistic on the internet. For what reason, I don't know. I think that you just have anger rage issues that you can't contain. And I think you're absolutely downright hilarious. That's right. And I think you're paranoid and worried too, because you know that Batman is real and Batman can just mysteriously appear at any time, any place. So, you're kind of, clearly a little paranoid and worried and concerned because, well, of all the dirt you do online and then you go online and project. The only person who ever ran and told Red Pill was you. Okay, they made memes out of you with actual mice. Okay, because that's what you are. Is there anything further? Do you need help with your anxiety here, Red Pill? Coping with my success okay? How's that going for you? Can you let me know? He associates with trolls. I'm tired of writing in my notepad, Red Pill. You've filled up my notepad. How dare you? Okay. So again, Red Pill, this was $1.25 notepad and it's worth more than anything you have. Okay. Pretty much everything I have is worth more than anything you've ever seen. Remember, I live a life of luxury and I am royalty to you. Okay, commoner, peasant. And if you would like to speak to the likes of me, Red Pill, I demand that you pay at least $100 to my Cash App. All right. Other than that, I won't be talking to you. If you want to do a show together, it'd be $100 to the Cash App, at least 25 minimum. And that goes for everybody. Other than that, you all have no voice anymore. I will not let you talk on here because you want to be petty and act like you can control when I talk or interrupt me. So that's no issue. You know, there's easy ways to make sure that you understand the pecking order and how the world works in reality, right? But yeah, he sits there and he complains like all of them, and then exhibits, turns around and does the exact same behavior to other people. I mean, you're online gang stalking every day. You're online talking weird, saying fake stuff. I mean, brother, you went into McDonald's and you couldn't even afford a McChicken and you're not even struggling. You ain't going through nothing. You ain't been through what I've been through. You haven't accomplished all I've accomplished. I got set up and targeted for making too much money. You have done absolutely nothing. And these people, that's what it is. They act like you're supposed to carry cars with you on your arms, like Doc Ock, like from Spider-Man. Like they don't make any sense. They try to move a goalpost to places and positions that don't even exist and aren't humanly possible, right? And they're just completely unfair. They don't give you any fairness within any conversation. They talk to hear themselves talk and then try to act like your words don't matter, but they're talking to you. So, I mean, wouldn't that be the entire point of the conversation? You understand? You clearly graduated from Petty University, Red Pill. Doing temp work is not going to get you anywhere. And please stop lying. You are not getting paid no $35 an hour for that garbage. Okay, please stop it, boy. Stop lying. And if you are, that is just sad and pathetic. And I'm gonna tell you why they would do that. Because the living cost is so high in Seattle, it's unbelievable, right? So, I mean, that's not getting you money. That's not being a hustler. That's just taking advantage of the fact you're in Seattle, which I'm guessing is all that you do and can do. And you'll take those $35 an hour and you'll go spend it. I bet you didn't even make 9 or 10 an hour. Real talk. I bet you anything. And whatever you did make, I mean, that's all you get. And you're not even real security, bro. You're just a scrub off the street like all of them. What do you mean? You're not special. You don't have any security experience. I have tons of it. Like what? Imagine you versus me in security. I'd like to see you do bar security, Red Pill. That would be hilarious. That's what they should do. They should have that boy do bar security. Real talk. It'd be funny as hell because people who don't know what they doing when they do bar security, it's a whole new world. You're not doing security. You're just sitting there eating a bratwurst and walking around talking about women and doing a live stream. What do you keep talking about? You gonna holler at somebody who's gonna want you or want to be with you, Red Pill, if you don't even have a home? You're homeless. You live in a chicken coop. I mean, girls ain't really trying to go to no chicken coop, bro. I'm just being honest. If they want to go to a chicken coop, then they'll go to a farm with chickens. I mean, you don't have any money. You drive a rust bucket, RAV4. He keep on trying to say that too. It's a RAV4. RAV4. Yeah, that you didn't pay for. You don't have any money. You see me work for decades and years. What? Like, and you don't see me buying cars. You don't have no RAV4. You don't have nothing. You didn't pay for nothing. What are you talking about? You talking about because you have a support system? Like, if you drive a RAV4, if you're saying if that car is paid for right there, that's just the legal evidence for court because that just proves that the family business, right, is apparently cashing in and making some money, right? Right? It's not you. It's that family and all of those Filipinos that you hang around with and smoke whatever you're smoking and do your little pool playing table meets, correct? Right? So are you saying that the family business is now paying you handsomely? Red pill? Has there been some success in the illegal field that your family is involved in front of the whole world and no one will do their job and go arrest these people? I mean, how more obvious can we get? This is unbelievable. Like I said, none of them will do their job for nothing. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, how corrupt can you get? They just do it right in front of them. It's the truth all over the nation. There's people doing all sorts of illegal activity in front of people's faces and they don't care because they're all corrupt and they're a part of it. That's the truth. And guess what I do? Expose the entire system. So, like I said, Red Pill, I mean, I'm just going to say this, man. It seems like you're a little mad at me because you're jealous and you want to be me. But trust me, I'm glad I look like me. And oh my goodness, I'm glad I don't look like you. If I looked like you, I would be very depressed. I'm just being honest. Okay. If I had to drive a Rev 4 around and brag about it, and that was like my claim to fame now, and you keep talking about what do you got? Well, you don't got it or anything because you don't own it. In order to own something, Red Pill, you have to buy it with your own money and your own cash, and you have to actually obtain it and own it, like I have with everything. Paid cash for everything, right? And then I learned how to protect my assets. You, however, don't have any assets to protect. The only asset is the assets that you marketed in jail and prison, right? With all the dudes in there, right? And your laundry cleaning business and everything else that you do, that you provide, the services you provide that everybody knows about because, well, we can see your lip and see, the years of hard work that you've had to put in, Red Pill. So, hold on. I don't know, Red Pill, but you got to do something about that lip, man. It's getting pretty bad, dude. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. I don't even know how you do that face. I really don't. But like I said, Red Pill, it's okay. Sometimes it's okay to be mad and angry at the world, and it is what it is. Like I said, it looks like you're probably going back to prison. I mean, I can't believe those people. All they do is make phone calls. I mean, how come you haven't contacted Allied Universal? That's an automatic lawsuit right there. What he's doing, number one. Number two, I mean, if he was on probation, like all of them could have been. I mean, all they got to do is open their mouth. But they love contacting people they shouldn't. That is illegal crimes. But they don't contact anyone they're supposed to report actual criminal activity. You see, like your whole ecosystem is backwards. All y'all people are backwards. He's backwards. You can do whatever you want, Red Pill. Nobody cares. Nobody goes to Red Pill's channel. Nobody even knows who Red Pill is. I could be talking about anybody right now. Nobody knows. Nobody knows who you are. I mean, you can go to McDonald's and get a McChicken, but the difference is when I go to McDonald's and if I order a McChicken, it's a big deal if I want it to be because, well, I can film it and I'm a superstar celebrity. You going out to eat means nothing. Nobody cares. You're just a regular peon civilian. So how does it feel to be a constant wage slave, right? And just stand there, while fake Kendrick Lamar fake performs. Nobody cares, dude. Who cares? Like I don't understand why you think that's a big deal. Oh, I'm in Seattle. Right, y'all do the same thing every time. It all revolves around a bunch of girls and women that no one cares about, so-called women that they're all a joke and they're all slow and don't even know who they are or what they're doing. And they all just gather together to go to these conventions to look at nonsense and fake cheer and show fake love and pretend nobody does anything, nobody gains anything. Kendrick Lamar doesn't leave with a girlfriend, and even if he did, who cares, right? Because well, most of the so-called women are overrated anyway. Let's get real. So I mean, nobody's really gaining anything from it. I mean, you can go do 5,000 performances and lie about what y'all get paid because you get paid nothing, right? Kendrick Lamar does not get paid for performances. No artist does. Y'all just lie and make up stuff. And if you do, I mean, somewhere down the road, they keep them where they stay broke, right? If you look at all the rappers, what actually happens with all of them? They all get set up. Yeah, they won't pay you at all. They're not going to give you a dime. The whole thing is a scam. The whole rap industry is a scam. You ain't figured that out yet? Look at every rapper. What happened to them? Look at every rapper, how none of them capitalized. So, I mean, your goal, Red Pill, is to be a rapper, right? Your goal is to be a rapper, something that clearly you can see that it's not a good career, right? It's not a good career field, but that's what you want to be. You don't want to, and regular career fields don't make a lot of money and are a waste of your time and energy. Let's just get real. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Like, It's like that one fool on here with his fake appliance business. That went down the drain quick. That didn't work, right? He's talking about climbing on rooftops and nonsense he don't do. The people who do that don't make any money. None of you really get anywhere or make any bread or have a successful career. Me, technically, all I got to do really is talk and film videos, and I get paid, and I have my own business, right? And then I'd be able to compound and build any other business that I like, depending on basically just the location of where I'm at, what city and state I'm in, and I could be more creative. And I mean, I could go work a 9 to 5 anywhere and run this business while I'm working. You are filming videos that nobody's watching, talking about, oh yeah, the haters. Ah, you don't have any haters. You're the hater. So you're lying to a guy that you just met who's also just doing temp work to barely get by. I mean, look at him and look at you. You don't exactly look like you have a 5-star rating for security, right? You don't exactly look like guys that have it together or are successful. You're a guy who's probably on probation and in and out of prison, and you just got out the pen basically. Like what? Are you on parole? Like it's just funny as hell, man. Like these people don't seem to get it. Like look at you and look at me. I'm perfectly free, always will be. I follow and uphold the law. I make a career upholding the law. I make a career independently being a good Samaritan, a good civilian, right? That believes in the right morals and concepts of a society and contributes to society. I make a career standing up against corruption and pointing out the truth about criminals like you. I can't lose, Red Pill. And then I come on here and make funny and laugh and get paid top dollar, top YouTube dollar. I mean, they may pay whatever they pay, but it's getting a little bit quicker and more consistent. The check's already going to be probably over $70 by today, right? I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all are mad. I'm eating. I'm doing what I want to do. I mean, it kind of seems like y'all are upset at reality, right? I just got me a brand new chair that I'm sitting in right now, and my little chair throne, and it has a little sippy cup holder to hold my little sippy cup, my little drink. Drink, please. Need a pig here. So while I, you know, relax and bathe in the sun as I am, or in the shade, and I sit here in my luxury retired lifestyle, right? And I'm not in a retirement home, clearly. I'm 35, right? You have to beg for handouts. You have to drive a RAV4 rust bucket that you didn't pay for and don't own. You snitched on the family business. You have an identity of being a snitch. You have never done anything tough. Nobody thinks you're tough or respects you in Seattle. It's just everybody's busy doing what they need to do because it's an expensive city to live in, right? You don't have to worry about that though, because you're enabled and you're an old man. Let's get real. And people just don't care and give you what you need. And you just kind of do it to yourself and stay miserable. And you're so focused on this YouTube stuff, but you're not even monetized. You don't even get paid. What's the point? I mean, I love your live streams. Please keep them coming. I love them because, and it's just so weird that you're trying to communicate me to me through them. He said, Tyree, you're always saying I can't afford a hot dog. What? You didn't. You still can't afford a hot dog. You didn't pay for that hot dog. That hot dog was given to you complimentary, and it was not a hot dog. Smart one. You don't even know what a hot dog looks like. That was a bratwurst. Ain't no hot dog. Hot dogs ain't that big. That was a brat. That's what they give you at concerts and stadiums and stuff. I thought you would know that, Mister Stadium Worker, right? Maybe you don't get that I have eyes and ears and I know a lot more about you than you think. Maybe I understand exactly who you are. Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think that maybe I know that you're not a guy that takes himself seriously? That you're not a serious individual? You're not exactly the Joker here, brother. I mean, when I'm in Seattle and Batman is doing his thing in the streets of Seattle, I'm sure there's a lot worse individuals out there in the streets than you. You know, you're just red pill in the chicken coop. You're not about anything. You're not going to do anything. You can run your mouth forever, dude. And I mean, the fact is, with Batman, it would be impossible. I'm immortal, bro. I'm immortal. And I have a bat suit on. Like, what? You're not making much sense here. Like, come on, bro. I mean, you got to change functions and gears at some point. You got to just accept reality. You ever heard the, what is it called? That prayer, serenity prayer. Accept the things that I cannot control. God, give me the courage and wisdom to accept the things I cannot control and understand the things that I can. You need the serenity prayer, bro. You need God, Red Pill. That's what you need. That boy need God. Real talk. You need God. May the power of Christ compel you, Red Pill. I said, may the power of Christ compel you. That's right. Remember, people, I exorcise demons without trying because I am God's son. All right? You got to understand, Red Pill, you got a devil inside of you. You got a demon. All right? That's what you need to focus on. You need to focus on trying to get your soul back that you sold. Right? Come on, Red Pill. You're a hilarious chicken in a chicken coop. You ain't got nothing to say to me. You ain't got nothing for me, Red Pill. Come on, doggy. I don't live in a chicken coop. Okay? I mean, like, seriously? I mean, I don't wake up every day and feel like I could actually sing, I'm blue, daboo dee, daboo, daboo, daboo dee, daboo, da, daboo dee, daboo, daboo, daboo dee, daboo. That's, I mean, who the hell has a blue house? Kind of corny stuff is that? Bunch of Filipinos living in a blue house, running an illegal family business that they think will never, be shut down. I mean, you got to worry about that stuff. You're in the chicken coop. They don't care. If they investigate, brother, and they figure out what your family actually does, because it's clear as day, right? I mean, you do realize you'll be apprehended and arrested too, right? You do know that, right? You do know they don't care that you're in a separate chicken coop in the backyard. Just so you know. Told you, I know a little too much, Red Pill. I know a little bit of everything. I'm omnipotent. God tells me everything, Red Pill. Okay? I think God just took what? He's not 5'2"? I didn't think so. You're a very short individual, Red Pill. You need to stop coming online and, talking all this I'm tough stuff. I mean, represent your group. I mean, when has your group been tough? What have they accomplished? Really? I mean, you want to keep repping this? I'm Filipino. I'm blood. I'm blah blah blah. You ain't no blood. Come on, blood. You ain't no blood. Cuz what you talking about? You ain't that. What? I'm gonna tell you something they don't do. They don't internet you know what. They don't you know what like you keep doing. That's a violation immediately, G code, so you're not that. They don't run around talking smack they ain't about. That's not what they do at all. You're supposed to be following the original intent and sue whooping your people out of poverty. You're supposed to be getting rich, number one. And you're supposed to be a representative. And I mean, real gangsters, I'm just being honest, they about it. You not about nothing. You ain't never popped out. You ain't never put no work in. You ain't never done nothing. And you're supposed to be constructive about even that. Y'all are only self-destructive. Y'all do it to your own and do it to your own community. I mean, what are you trying to act like? He's trying to still lean on that old stereotype of, oh, well, the men, it's like the Hispanic culture in Miami where they're like, oh, the men in Miami, they try to act macho or they're machismo. There's no such thing. The men in Miami are all soft. I know half of them. I went to high school there. See what I'm saying? I've been around the block, partner. Ain't no fooling me. I know all y'all. I know everything about all of you. All of you are like, it's like comparing apples to oranges. I'm a god amongst men, and y'all are not men. All y'all are like a joke. That's the thing. Like, in order to be a man, people have to fear you. In order to be a man, people have to be able to take you seriously and know that they have to respect you. You're not that. You're not that at all, Red Pill. Right? So before you run your mouth again, just remember that incident that you had when you were 19. Nobody's going to ever forget, right? Nobody's going to ever let you forget it. And you keep running from the profile you have that you're a pedo because that's what you are. Yes, you are, Red Pill. You are a certified pedo. That's right. Let's see here. And anybody who supports you, that means that they're a pedo supporter. That's correct. All right. Let's see here. I would do some rapping for you, Red Pill, but knowing as the snitch as you are, if I say one word wrong, you'll probably, go whine and complain. So I can't even rap to you. I can't talk or have a conversation with you because you're just so itching to be a soldier boy run and tell 'em. So again, here, let's go over the points that we've achieved in this meeting here of you trying to cope with my nonstop success. Point one, Sarah stalking constantly. Sarah, doing temp work at the Kendrick Lamar fake concert. Sarah, Sarah. Point two, tried to argue reality with jury and lost horrifically. That's an L there, like tone space. You need to learn how to hold your L. You won't be able to go to tone space for lessons on that because he still can't. And now he has 3 police reports on him that were put on him by a troll named Cyber. And the girlfriend, fake girlfriend at that, who's using him and doesn't even live with him and refuses to get near him or touch him with a 10-foot pole or ever see him or look at him, right? She can't stand him, obviously. And she's tried to manipulate him for a car because she saw what she did to her other ex's car and, she demolished it. And she needs to go to prison for that too, and that's probably going to be investigated at some point, and they're going to figure out what happened to that car. You can't just destroy vehicles and then run around free. So that's why she's very slow, which is why she would claim she's dating Tone Space. She's just trying to get what she can get. She's obviously a full capacity criminal, and she's probably a little worried about me and what I'm saying because she knows it's spot on the truth. She's a class A criminal. That's what you got there, Tone Space. That's a full-fledged criminal. She's trying to be a criminal mastermind, but she's not smart, and she's like most of these so-called women. Most of the so-called women are career criminals now because, like I told you, none of them can think. They're unhinged, and they just can't stop and sit down because they're all demonically possessed. Yes. So why would you want that? I mean, just why would you want that? It's just stress you don't need. I mean, Tone Space, you should be worrying about paying your rent note that obviously you live off the government for free. Then you should be worried about building something. I mean, we've all seen you on here for decades. You've never built any career. You don't have a music career. You never made it in music. You never made it in anything. You never really held a job. You never worked ever. You never did anything that was of any capacity, okay? Or actually was successful. Give me a minute here. All right, let me see if I can continue here. So, yeah, like I said, we watched for years. Tone Space has never succeeded in anything, nor have any of the people in that so-called sector. They're just, trying to grasp onto something that was never theirs to begin with. It is what it is, man, and the truth's coming out about, what kind of people they truly are, and it really is sad, just how disgusting they are, and just the direction that they've all gone. It gets even worse every single day, nonstop, pretty much. So, number 3, you listen to my every word. Okay, red pill. Number 4, can't afford a hot dog, still resorted to begging for a free bratwurst at the fake Kendrick Lamar debacle because we can't call it a concert. Because, like I said, you little homies don't make any money and you're a complete joke. I literally get more views in short videos than Kendrick Lamar gets viewers. That means that's how many people watch my short videos. So, any way you figure it, I have more press than Kendrick Lamar ever will, especially doing anything that's live or recorded. So that's why when you try to act like I don't have live stream viewers, that's just silly. I got almost 4,000 subs. You're all lying about every number and suppressing this channel and trying to target me as a corporation, right? And it's not going to work. You're going to continue to lose. You can try to do whatever. You can target me all you want. All it's going to do is win me a bunch of lawsuit money. Smart one. Okay. Next here, Kendrick Lamar receives no actual dinero for his theatrics. 6. Red pill. We think that you're 5'2", constantly in and out of prison and on probation. Hold on, I'm getting a little nervous here. Man, these gnats are seriously annoying. Um, 7. Lives in a chicken coop. 8. Lays golden eggs. 9. Changes energy whenever other people are around or approach. Wow, you got a long list here, Red Pill. Drives a hand me down bucket RAV4 that he doesn't own, can't afford a car note or a McChicken at McDonald's. Number 11, your RAV4 that you don't own is a rust bucket, confirmed. Okay, collecting dust and lots of residue. Number 12, stalks random women at Starbucks like Coach Eli. Number 13, went ballistic at fake Kendrick Lamar concert and didn't enjoy his complimentary bratwurst. 14, he needs new knee pads. 15, purchased spoiled entitled homeless individual Nike sunglasses or glasses so that he can see properly in his chicken coop. 16, gave Allied Universal a bad name and created a potential lawsuit for the company. 17, no AC in the chicken coop, leading to an enraged, mad, disgruntled, furious, pissed off, easily triggered, and pressed agitated chicken hen that Red Pill is. 18, Red Pill had an incident with an underage bass at 19 that the internet won't let him forget about. 17, droopy lip still has not fixed. Reference to bungee cords, rubber bands. 18, looks ready. Red Pill constantly ready to perform his active services of duty that he performed in prison for anyone and everyone who is willing to stoop that low and is that desperate. He's kind of like all the women on OnlyFans. 19, continues to issue illegal statements. It's not looking good here. Not looking good at all for you, Red Pill. All right, on to the next one. Let's see here. Tone Gape or Tone Space. Let's do a couple of points with him. Number one, stalked me for years. Okay, stalked me for years. Tried to block me. Okay. Let's see. Tone Space. Geico Caveman. For sure, that has to be a point. Geico Caveman looks like a Colombian drug lord. Okay, looks like Colombian drug lord. Boy, you really fell off the family crest, didn't you, Tone Space? I mean, literally, you look like the people who have millions of dollars. To be honest, real talk. I'm not saying you're definitely not good looking. I mean, you're hideous, but you look like the actual people that like do all that stuff. That's what's the craziest thing. Like if they said you were trafficking and they ever put your face up on like a profile or like a mugshot, you would be the poster boy for it. You look exactly the way they look. Real talk. That's what you look like. You looks like a full lord like dealer from an empire or something. It's downright disturbing. And I mean, you don't look scary really, but you just look like bad news. I'm sure that's why everybody probably gives you your distance and stays away from you, and they don't want to get near you with a 10-foot pole, like I said, because it kind of looks like you've had experience with the ugly stick a long time ago, obviously. Um, let's see, ugly stick 5, um, axe irate, um, totally not intimidating voice. Voice. Um, fake girlfriend who is a full-fledged wannabe mastermind criminal who demolished her ex's vehicle. And then it's crazy because the screen name, right, says real life, not in cyberspace. But shouldn't you? I mean, you see the walking contradiction and hypocrisy here. Shouldn't you be aware then, of all people, if that's your name, that reality isn't cyberspace, isn't the internet? But yet you break every law in the book, and then she still can't help herself. She's still going to live streams, still talking smack in chats, and that's her business, what I mean? Like, she's a grown adult, but it's just not a good look, especially when I think she was held, apparent according to the shows that are public. What this guy Cyber said, he said that she was held in contempt of court, I believe, and that he's opting for jail time. This is quoted. This is exactly what he said, word for word. I pay attention. Okay. So contempt of court, allegedly or possibly, right? Mm, doesn't like cars. Probably doesn't like cars that don't run. So that's what she does when she doesn't get her way. She just goes ballistic. Okay, and she clearly should have gone to prison and got arrested for that. And I think she's banking on the fact that the guy's a nerd. But the problem and the mistake you made, honey, is that people like me pay attention. And you came to the internet trying to run and escape your dark, 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 dark past. You tried to escape your dark past, which, I mean, I can only imagine the skeletons in your closet. If if I'm pretty sure I saw a photo of what you did to that car. It was slightly incredible, especially from a woman. So, I mean, I think she's like the Hulk when she gets angry. That's one that I would be a little careful with, and I would suggest people kind of watch out for, because that one right there is a little disturbing and scary. Okay. And you know, when you're doing it to each other, basically, and you're each other's karma, and you're both snakes, little snakes in the grass, like TJ. TJ's a little snake in the grass. I mean, and you're okay with that. It's like I said, she's totally in her element. You could just tell that she's just completely unhinged. I mean, only an insane person acts like this and does this kind of behavior. They told her don't go live, I think, or don't talk about whatever. She immediately did that. That's why I think the alleged contempt of court happened that Cyber was referencing. Okay. And again, I have all rights to go over the facts. That's all I'm doing is stating the facts. Okay. Tone Space is pretty quiet now. He was doing an episode talking about who is supporting a blah blah, right? Which was actually kind of funny. But at the same time, what's the real purpose when your channel's not truly monetized and you bought all your subs and your fake views, and there's really no point in it? But he tries to downplay things and act like he's Mother Teresa and something's cute or sweet when really he's a full-fledged gang stalker, a complete sociopath. I mean, he's been gang stalking me for years. You feel me? Hold up. So, like I said, Tone Space looks like he discovered fire. Literally, looks like he discovered fire every time you look at him. Let's see. Number 9. Mambo number 9. Right? Looks like he discovered fire. I'm gonna get going right now, but just understand, you were dissed on wax a million times on tracks. You never responded because you can't. You've never sold a unit and don't have a track, not even one. Um, for some reason, you waste money you don't have trying to release tracks through these distribution platforms. Well, Cashless Bane is its own distribution and marketing company, in case you didn't know. And you would literally get more circulation and could actually potentially make money by doing a distribution deal with Cashless Bane. Are you aware of that, Tone Space? But instead you go through these lame whack companies like Songcast and all of them, DistroKid and all that nonsense. You keep repping these little things like something people don't. I mean, has it gotten you anywhere? The guy who's on camera crying and saying he's homeless and he can't even afford a hot dog, and that he shares it with the homeless when you don't, because you are homeless. You were always homeless. You're just homeless being provided for by the government. You probably are on a crazy check because you're nuts. That much is clear. So I mean, what has it done for you? Y'all act like you're making come ups. You act like you can give people advice. You claim that the idea for the scooter company for Steez, you both claim that it came from you, but Steez never actually had a solid actual scooter company. That's the truth, not a put down. I wanted him to succeed, but he never was willing to work. He would make excuses and say, "Well, I have my own brand," because he's wearing a Nutword TV T-shirt with his little logo. That's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. But making excuses to not get the working capital, like I talked about when I was working in Green Bay, is inexcusable and ridiculous. You can't expect to build a business if you don't have working capital. See, I'm not doing that. It's just in my situation right now. This is all I can do and got. Y'all took away my other opportunities, whether it was Valley being the way the Valley is, or y'all being the way you are online, and the bribes that y'all have actually given people. You actually paid people off to not let me work jobs, and that's your choice. It's an illegal crime, and you'll be held accountable in a court of law, right? So again, maybe they don't understand that it's not funny that, when we get to court, I'm clearly going to start talking and opening my mouth, and I'm going to have a field day. Again, that's my phrase. Stop copying it. I'm going to have a field day in the courtroom explaining to the judge and jury reality and getting you all locked up and federally indicted. All right, hold on. So, like I said, there's a lot of suspect characters on here. I'm going to continue to go over their profiles and now create profiles for them publicly. I've had about enough. You want to play this game and you want to act like you want to get cute with me? Okay, we'll see, because I'm going to go over everything now publicly, naming names, so that we can go ahead and, that way all these different bureaus like the FBI and the feds can maybe actually do their job that they've had opportunity to do forever, right? Because all the evidence is right in front of you now. Now you have no excuse, and I have every right to present it all publicly. YouTube is not a courtroom. I'm well aware of that, and I don't need it to be. That's what these people bank on. They act like YouTube is a courtroom. YouTube is pointless. You understand? But it's not pointless for this because the truth is out publicly. Oh, YouTube matters. YouTube is a public platform and an avenue to say the truth and market the truth and public opinion, right? It's not opinion. This is facts, though. You understand? Like I said, I mean, it just seems like a lot of people with, broken futures and a lot of come from broken homes and a lot of issues and problems. We all have our problems. We all come from nothing. I mean, I came from nothing. I mean, we all go through things, but for you all to make the decisions you're making is just, it's not very wise. And then that you have posers on here like that dude that keeps snitching on everybody, but he serves this purpose because we need people like that right now, because that's the only way that actual legal action is going to be taken. So I'm kind of, thankful that he's on here and, snitching and telling like he is, because some people that is their job and they need to snitch. They need to go be a soldier boy, run and tell them, because now he's holding some of these people accountable, which is what's necessary. You understand? It's going to help my federal lawsuit a ton in the process, because it's going to prove what I've been saying for decades. These people are criminals. Again, why are they considered above the law? How many corrupt connections do they have? Do you realize that in the Diddy lawsuit, they just found out that he had a mole in the departments? I told y'all. Told y'all every department's corrupt. All of them. You're all corrupt, and you're all working together with these criminals and these elites that aren't elite. It's just disgusting. This society is a joke. I want no parts of it. Don't ever involve me. I have nothing to say. I'm not a part of it. Like, no, I'm just going to make sure I expose everyone and have everyone held accountable in a court. I don't care who you are. You'll go to jail and prison. You understand me? Straight up. And I'm everybody's superior. We operate above the Fed. So, like I said, people can say what they want, but it looks like a lot of corruption here, man. And it's not looking good, bro. You know, I mean, I would hate to be telling Space personally, because you ain't wealthy like me. You haven't worked hard ever. I've been, I was a multimillionaire at 16. I've been on my own since I was 16. I never embellished, never lied, nothing. I dropped out of college as a multimillionaire. I've been extremely successful and continue to be. I'm like Al Capone and like worse. Like I'm like the real thing. So it's like life is crazy, man, but life is beautiful, you know what I mean? I've been through absolute hell. I've had to be immortal and invincible to even get this far and get to this point. You know what I picture for me? I picture me like being in like a really nice retirement home with Christina. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we can actually afford it. Like, that's the thing y'all don't get. Y'all are so concerned, all you, about the future. I never have been or cared about the future, because I have to live for today and worry about today. I got enough on my plate. And my future honestly looks way brighter than all y'all's. This is what all y'all care about and want, all this material, and I have it right now. I always have it. You know why? Because God provides. Not because I'm spoiled, not entitled, never was given anything, no opportunities. I paid cash for everything I have. I worked hard my entire life since I was 16. I've never stopped working. Never had a break. Even now, you see, I don't give myself a break. I keep working. I just work for myself, and my work is usually exercise because that's what I'm meant to do. And it's kind of like security, but I'm Batman. It's not security at all, but it's got similarities, I guess. Right. So, I mean, end of the day, it's a lot worse than security. It's a lot realer what I do. But, my whole point is, it's also entertainment, right? And that's what I'm always going to be able to lean on and bank on and say it is and call it too. And that's going to help me. So, I mean, what can anyone really say, man? You know what I mean? If you're not a part of the conversation, just sit down and be quiet. Now y'all don't get to talk. See how much better that feels? You see what an amazing, exhilarating show that was? You see how that was funny and fun? That's who I am, man. I bring fun to the table. We're on this app to have fun, man. You understand? If you're not on this app to have fun, bro, get off of it, man. Don't nobody care about that. That's super soft. Y'all ain't proud. You're ashamed. That's why all of you hide and you don't stand on what you're doing. Can't even back up your own actions. It's embarrassing, partner. So I would never want to be like y'all. Like I said, I keep things on YouTube and I stay doing what we're supposed to do on YouTube. Nobody has power or control over me, bub. Got me? So, like I said, I continue to win, and that's about it, man. All the other stuff is a waste of my time, unnecessary, and won't do nothing, and won't get none done, and won't ever affect anything or move me. Line moves for nobody. Like I said, we won't be talking to the public whatsoever, and the red pills of this world will continue to beg for free bratwurst and not even enjoy your bratwurst. I mean, you're sitting there talking, trying to compare, bro, but I've been through absolute hell. I mean, you don't go through the problems I go through. You don't have issues like me. What are you talking to me for, bro? I'm a real goon and a gangster. You don't come from this because real goons and gangsters, that's the thing, number one thing I can't stand about narcs. They want the good part, but they don't want to go through the struggle. Bro, I've been through hell physically. Okay? I've been through things that are impossible to survive and I still did. You're not no gangster. You know what I mean? And like I said, if we were put in the same retirement home at 80 something, well, you would be like 100 at that point or even older than that. But if I was like 80 years old and I saw you in the retirement home, Red Pill, I'd still go out of my way to look at you while you're old and decrepit and probably got an oxygen tank. And I'd look you right in your beady little eyes, Red Pill, and I'd tell you, you still ain't no man, boy. That's what I tell you. I tell you, you still that chicken in that chicken coop and you didn't go through nothing. You understand? Because I'll just never respect you because I'm the real deal. And it takes something that you don't have to be what I am, Red Pill. It takes courage. It takes being a real man. And it takes something that, clearly you don't have, right? So, like I said, I'm convinced that Red Pill is a lady. I think that he's a woman and nobody could convince me otherwise. Right? Same with Tone Space. Tone Space did not stand on business up there in New York. He ran away from a troll. He screamed like a lunatic and like a banshee and like a female would, and he ran away down the block. Then he was trying to, negotiate and beg the guy because he was saying, "Oh, reports." Well, I mean, quit doing illegal, telecommunication device crimes. I mean, that's illegal use of a telecommunication device. Quit committing crimes electronically. Like we keep explaining, these people still won't stop. Like, do you understand that people are getting locked up as we speak for this stuff? They're going to be doing hard time. All of you are about to get arrested, bro. And trust me, it's in the reading. I don't need anyone to tell me. I don't talk to no one. God tells me. You're all about to get arrested and go to prison. Okay? You should have like appreciated freedom. Cherish your freedom, man. That's why, like I said, my freedom is the number one most important thing. Can't nobody take mine. Why? Because I'm a grown man and I don't do crazy stuff. I make sure I hold myself accountable and I keep myself in check. Sometimes it's good to be cautious and smart about what you do and how you react. And Red Pill's a perfect example of that because he's got legal trouble. Like I said, Tone Space has legal trouble. The fake girlfriend, wannabe mastermind criminal has legal trouble, obviously. Um, like he said, the dude said he was opting allegedly for her to be put in jail, so that might be what happened. She may be doing some time in jail, and all these people need jail and prison time. It's the only way that, they'll get a wake up call and possibly understand how reality works. You can't keep bothering people and role reversing all of reality. You can't run around here with these kind of mental issues and expect people to put up with it. These are the same individuals that always get into it with people, and then crazy stuff goes down and happens, right? Like what I've been through with other people. And they try to blame the good person who's just defending themselves. Like, nah, these people should have been locked up and held accountable a long time ago. All y'all do is enable each other's behavior, and you're all pathetic. And don't none of you even hold a real job. And if you work for any agency, department, or company, you're pathetic and you're a joke and you're a wage slave. Need I say more? That's what I thought. And that's how you sit everyone down and make them be quiet and understand reality and scold them and lecture them and tell them what it really is and how reality in the world really works from a real man, boy. All right. Which you'll never be, Red Pill. All right. Like I said, Geico K, man, you have a good day. I'm going to get out of here, man. There's too many mosquitoes. And like I said, I live the life of luxury and wealth that you'll never have. Stay mad.